Alrighty, everybody, welcome to Casual Sports Talk Podcast, Week 17 Stocks Edition. And now we got a gentleman right over here who's laughing at the Steelers losing to the Browns. Here's Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Browns in the last 6 home games against the Steelers. So when the Steelers come to Cleveland, the Browns are 5-1. So I had an inkling that the Browns were going to pull out the victory, or I think the Steelers were 6.5-point favorites. So at least the Browns were going to cover the spread. Whether that last play of the game was defensive pass interference or not, I saw a little bit of highlight of that. It's very unfortunate that Myles Garrett, he hasn't had a sack in the last 3 weeks, or maybe even 4 weeks now, but hopefully week 18 could help him out when we play in Cincinnati against the Bengals. Hopefully he can set the record. Based off my lack of excitement about that sack record, is I was really hoping he would get it done within 17 weeks, 16 games. Because I always say that each record should have its own era, when there were 12 games in the NFL, 14, 16, and now 17. But Myles Garrett, if he does set the record, he's doing it way less snaps than T.J. Watt and Michael Strahan did. So, yeah, good job, Browns, pulling out the victory. Probably one of the most boring games of Sunday football for what I'm seeing score-wise. Like I said, I didn't watch too much football. I was at a fundraiser all day Sunday, so I did what I could watching highlights. So, good job, Browns.
I mean, I was on a flight, so I have no excuse also. I'm not going to lie. I have no excuse on that one, on that one. And now we got a gentleman right over here who's disappointed and sitting on the couch for therapy sessions about the Lions not making the postseason. Here's Douglas.
That couch right there, Stu. Wait, this side, right there. That's where I'm sitting for him. Definitely a rough couple of weeks there because, I thought we found ourselves the week before we played the Rams. It looked like we kind of got some things clicking, thought maybe we found a good way to do stuff, and then that loss to the Rams, 2 more losses, and, you're not going to make the playoffs at 8-8 unless you're in, the NFC South, so what are you going to do?
I mean, don't you want to go 8-8?
Don't want to what?
Just saying. You want to go 8-8 again?
I'd rather not, for sure. I'd rather win, a Super Bowl. But I feel like it's hopefully one of those good things where we see that our roster wasn't quite complete enough. We get some depth. And if we do things the right way this offseason, we could be right back here next year in a better position, back to, a playoff run. But it's going to be a big offseason, man. Got some holes to fill. And we got a GM that's been pretty good in the draft, so hopefully he nails it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. This one's been an interesting season, Also, fun fact, first time in the podcast where all 3 of our teams are sitting on the couch. We're all going to be sitting on the couch together, baby.
Yeah.
Nothing new for the Cleveland fans over here.
Yeah, we're the Cowboys.
Yeah, we're the Cowboys fans, right?
Hey, I will say, my Cowboys are disgrace. Dare us lose. Ah!
Yeah, they're not good, unfortunately.
Not good indeed, but we got some couple of sad stuff. We got to salute a couple eulogies. 2 teams that were disappointing this season. And we got to start out with your Lions. I'm sorry, Douglas. This was an absolute disappointment. We'll start with the preseason. Both you and other Chris was very optimistic, was very happy. You're like, oh my goodness, this Lions team could make it. It's a rough schedule. Mm-hmm. You gave mates. You said 14-3. Also, I gave him an 8. And I said, this team, as long as the injuries don't go bad, I think this team could be legit. But I couldn't give them the 8 because I was a little bit nervous because there's a lot of teams in the NFC North. Every team was looking good in that division. And look what happened to reality. First time in 3 years that the Lions will not be making a postseason right there. Douglas, this is your team. Let's write the eulogy right there. It's your call.
Wow, what an honor. Thank you, Stu. Yeah, you nailed it when you said if the injuries don't pile up, and boy, did they pile up once again. Like, I don't know. And like me and our fellow fantasy football gentlemen talked a lot of Lions this weekend. And we all were kind of at the same point where this team feels super talented still. But like, I don't know if we need to change the way we practice, if we need to change something. Because 2 years in a row, we've been among, if not the highest injured team in the league as far as games missed go. Like, our 2 safeties are out. All of our defensive backfield is out again. And last year for the playoffs, we were pulling dudes off the street. And so it's like that was a huge bummer. We lost interior offensive linemen that we weren't sure. I think it was, is it Zach Zeter? One of our guys was going to come back, and then he failed his physical. He would have been a huge addition going down the stretch, but we weren't able to get him back. And so it's like the offensive line issues caught up to us. Obviously, the loss of Ben Johnson hurt us. I mean, it's easy to say now, but like there was moments where we were leading the league in scoring, but we just didn't quite feel as explosive. And I think Ben Johnson is a huge factor. I think the offensive line was the bigger factor, though, because we went from probably the best offensive line in the league to very average, not able to run the ball. I think we had like 18 yards maybe against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Couldn't run it this game against the Vikings.
Oh, that's
yeah, I mean, it's very concerning. And then when Goff gets rushed, Goff plays bad. Like, Goff can be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, like most guys, when he stands upright, when he doesn't get hit. But man, oh man, there's so much pressure straight up the middle. No real good run blocking. A lot of recipes for disaster. Bad calls against us. Things not bouncing our way. Players getting hurt. It's like everything that could go wrong did kind of go wrong this year. Like, there wasn't a game that I felt like we got a great bounce. It was like we either were blowing teams out or in close games we were losing.
Yeah, it's like a frustrating thing. And also, I think it's also frustrating for this week. I know we're not going to talk about the Vikings-Lions game for Christmas, but that's an atrocious loss, in my opinion. How do you lose to Max Browser, a third stringer?
I mean, I don't think we lost to Max Browser because he had 10 yards passing. So, like, we didn't lose to him. We lost because Jared Goff had 5 turnovers, and the offense was absolutely abysmal again. And so it's like, it's not like we didn't lose because their quarterback played great. We lost because we played absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And
I mean, and you know what's the more egregious part about this one, Douglas? The Packers lost. You had a shot of making the postseason. You win this game, there could be a shot that the Lions could, like, come back and maybe make a postseason. Granted, it's maybe like a 30% odds, but there's a chance.
There was a chance, man. I mean, the path was there. Like we said, if they would have won 3 out of the last 4 like we predicted, they would have made it. Like, and everything played out to where if they would have won these last 2, they're playing the Bears for the division win this week. But you have the heartbreaker to Pittsburgh, which whatever, won't get into the controversy there. And then I think they just lost their heart and put an absolute egg out against, Minnesota.
Yeah,
and
twice.
It's like, shame, if you win that Pittsburgh one, if you don't get that kind of phony pass interference call, then you're still playing for a possible playoff spot. And it's just like, you could go to so many instances of us not making a play, of bad calls, like the Philadelphia game with the phantom pass interference, the Pittsburgh game with the, late penalties. It's like, you could point to a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it's like every big moment this team just wasn't ready for. Where last year they made the right play at the right time consistently. This year, I don't think they did it once.
Yeah, and I hate to say it. It's like there's a part of me, and I know I've been repeating myself. Was that San Francisco game when you were up 17? Was that their best shot at making the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, obviously it was the best shot. I mean, you're a 17-point lead away from being in the Super Bowl. It's incredibly hard to get in that position. So, until they do it again, which, I mean, I do think that they still have the roster and the talent to make a run if they can ever stay freaking healthy. Like, they're a team, like, next year their schedule is going to be a freaking cakewalk too. So, like, next year's a year where they could easily bounce back and, win the NFC North again I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But I love the way our schedule's going to line up next year. We see the holes on this team, what they are and where we need to really address. And hopefully we have a GM that actually shows a little bit more urgency to get this team really back in a good spot.
Yeah, I definitely do hope that this is more of, the future Lions and not the 1990s Lions. You know what I mean? Where it was like, they were great, but then they had holes in the management and the Ford family. a fuck about the team, and they just like were mediocre, and we were just wasting Barry's career.
Well, and I mean, I don't think that that's going to happen. Like, I think Detroit and like I think the new ownership is so invested in this team that I feel like they're going to get it right. Because I mean, injuries pile up and it happens, and like, they're when you're sitting there with probably the best starting safety combo in the league, and they're both out for the season. Then you take your starting defense cornerbacks; they're out for the season. The guys that you pick up, they don't work out. Like the defense didn't have a consistent pass rush. People are injured. It just, if those dudes all stay healthy, this is a different team. Like they have to fundamentally change their entire defense with the injuries that have happened. So they can't be aggressive. They can't then have Hutchinson get after the quarterback like they want to. Like they have to fundamentally change the way they play because of how banged up the defense is, and that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's a disappointment. I feel like this is going to be. I think when we talk about both teams' narratives, both teams are very much a disappointment. I think this one is more a preseason disappointment. I think there was expectations for this team, and they kind of laid flat a little bit. I think they do have the pieces, and also I will say the worst hot take I heard from Lions fans are like, "We need to get rid of Goff." I'm like, this is like the same problem, in my opinion. Douglas is like the people that are like, "We need to get rid of Dak." This is like the Dak's the problem. I'm like, I seen without Dak. Cooper Rush, Trey Lance. We were dog shit.
I mean, if the Cowboys get rid of Dak, they're not going to have Cooper Rush as their starting quarterback. Just like if if the Lions get rid of Goff, they're not going to have whoever their backup is as their starting quarterback.
You're going to tell me your backup's going to be good?
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. I don't think anybody wants the backup per se, but it's concerning that in the biggest moments, like Goff has a lot of these weird 5-turnover games. Like the game that we lost to the Commanders last year, tons of turnovers, sloppy play where it's like when he's on, he's as good as anybody in the NFL. But when he is off, it is like you're like, are you a freaking rookie? Like, what are you doing out there, man? Like,
yes.
I saw a trade, and I doubt that it has any actual reality to it. But Goff and Lamar Jackson swap somehow. I'm like, that would be kind of fun. Like, I feel like we've never had like a mobile, athletic quarterback. Like, we've always had just a pure pocket passer. Be nice to see the Lions to some extent shift to more of a spread. Like, I don't know. It's tough because we could survive without a good offensive line if you have Lamar Jackson. Just let him run, scramble, buy time. But Goff will never succeed with the offensive line that we have right now.
Yeah, you need a better. I think for next year, if you're going to go to the draft pick, you need to get better offensive line.
Well, I mean, and the tackles are great, but it's like you need the middle of the offensive line short up again.
Yeah, we need some protections right there because, like I said, I think that's probably for next year. That's what the Lions need to go for whoever they pick, and then just pray they don't have the injuries and just play out and pray that they don't do well. I mean, they do well for next year. We're going to see how it goes for the Lions, but like I said, unfortunately, the Lions went really bad, and I have to say it, Christopher and Douglas. Dad, what's a Super Bowl? I don't know, son. We're Lions.
We're Browns.
We're Browns. We don't know what that is.
Or the Cowboys of this century.
How dare you?
Sir, I think we probably talked about this before. Have the Cowboys won a Super Bowl since you've been alive?
Yes. 3.
When you were 3 years young? Okay.
Yeah, 3, 2, 3, and 5.
Okay, so they've won 3 Super Bowls. Gotcha. When you were 2, 3, and 5.
I was like a baby, and I said, "Cuckoo, caca, Trey Aikman, Emmitt Smith."
I don't think you remember those Super Bowls. I don't think you recall those.
I have been watching the America's Team documentary on Netflix a little bit. It's interesting. I didn't realize that Jerry and Jimmy were buddies before he bought the Cowboys, though.
Oh yeah. Fun fact. Yeah, they played in college together in Arkansas.
There you go.
They both play. Yeah, so that's why Jerry. That's why fun fact. That's why everyone got so pissed when they hired Jimmy at first because they got rid of Landry for Jimmy. Also, they kind of did it a scummy way. Jerry kind of didn't do it right. It was like a last minute. And granted, Landry was not doing great towards the end of his football career. Great coach, Hall of Famer, but the time got past him at that point. But
well, Jerry said that he still gets a hard time for how he handled it.
To this day,
30 years later, like, dude, that was terrible.
Yeah, even 30 years later, people still. I mean, I think he even admits that like firing Jimmy was a mistake. Also,
Well, I haven't gotten there yet, Stu. No spoilers.
well, sorry to spoil it. Sorry to spoil something 30 years ago. Oh yeah, I just want to let you know.
Documentary dropped this year, dog.
Yeah, I do want to let you know in the movie Lincoln gets shot at the end.
Jeez.
Sorry to spoil the movie. Anyway, now we got to talk about the other team. The Indianapolis Colts. This is an interesting one. So, like preseason, we just watched their video right over here, and Tree was very pessimistic about the Colts. Was very much like one.
I mean, we can all say we're all pessimistic.
All of us were pessimistic. Douglas was very much a 4 and was like, no. This team is not that good. You know, right?
Maybe I nailed that part.
You nailed that one. Christopher was like, yeah, this is the very much Colts. Like they make it to the end and they just still like choke. Tree was like, like Daniel Jones is not going to be good. The only thing he got wrong was Daniel Jones. That was probably the only surprise. But he was very much like 8-9, 9-8. I think Tree was 8-9. Christopher was 9-8. Douglas was.
Tree said 7-10. Doug said 6-11. I said 8-9. But Doug, with the hot take of the AFC South, he said the Jaguars were going to win the division. So
yeah, you said they were going to be worse than the Jaguars. That's the fun part.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, the Colts are worse than the Jaguars. So
they still can't win in Duval.
You can't win in Duval. Curse of Duval. But it's so funny. This is one of those teams where I feel like the preseason, when it was like week 10, week 9, we were like, oh, our expectations when we talked about the Colts were totally wrong. And then Daniel Jones got hurt at Duval. And then it's like, oh, our expectations were 100% correct.
Yeah, and then you bring in Phillip Rivers. I mean, it's not like I don't think we expected him to do anything great.
No, I don't expect it. I mean, if you told me they're going to get eliminated in a couple of weeks after they put Phillip Rivers in there, I'll be like, not surprised. I mean, the guy's he's a Hall of Famer. He's great. But why are you going to put a 45-year-old as like a quarterback? You know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I read that since he played this year, he has to wait 5 more years since he's eligible to get into the Hall of Fame. So I think he could have joined the Hall of Fame possibly next year, but now he has to wait another 5 years. So hopefully it was worth it for him.
I mean, hopefully it's worth. I mean, he's going to probably get a gold jacket, but like I said, right now, him and his 10 kids was not going to do it. Like the curse of Duval is probably one of the things. That is the funniest thing. They cannot win in Duval, and Tree is right. They can't win, and I guess they get injured in Duval. Now, this is going to be an interesting question, I guess I should say, gentlemen, is about the Colts and Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is going to be back next year, right? With the Colts?
I mean, yeah, what kind of – I forgot what kind of injury it was, but, I mean, he signed what – how long of a contract is he with the Colts?
It was a 1 year.
Well, he might not be with the Colts then. But, I mean, I assume, he played well. They should give him money. Obviously, he didn't work out well with the Giants. Not really too many people work out well with the Giants.
He hurt his Achilles though, and they were saying that he probably won't be fully ready until like early next season. Like there's a chance that he misses like training camp and all that. So it's hard to imagine them giving him like 20-30 mil a year if he's for half a season.
Right.
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
It will be interesting. I mean,
at that point, who are the Colts going to go with? I know we're not trying to like dive deep into the Colts franchise, but like. They have Riley Leonard as their starter on Sunday, like you mentioned, Doug. They have Anthony Richardson, is he still even with the Colts?
Yeah, I think he had that shoulder. He got poked in the eye, or there was something with his eye, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what the funny part is? Unlike the Colts, they got eliminated before their game on week 17. So that's kind of the funny part. It wasn't like the Lions where they like choked on that one. It's like, oh, okay, we knew that they're done. Their season's over with. You know what I mean?
What? Because they needed the Texans to lose, or no?
The Texans to lose, and then they didn't lose, so that meant it's over. Basically, the Texans locked in the postseason.
Yeah, but the Texans were 10-5. So that'd be a really uphill battle for them. How'd they get eliminated? That's
they were 2 games behind.
Behind.
So yeah, they were on the real outside looking in. It was probably a very bleak percentage of them making the playoffs. Even if the Texans did lose, Texans would be 10-6, and even if the Colts won, they'd be 9-7. So yeah, it could have came down to Week 18, but yeah, that would have been a uphill battle for them.
Yeah, so it's like I just feel like for the Colts, it's just like it's like another disappointing season. Funny enough, last year they actually got eliminated in Week 17. 2 seasons in a row. 2 seasons in a row. This is their spot where they get eliminated.
Dang.
That's kind of funny. It's like no improvements from last year. I mean, there's like a little bit of hope, but it's like it got squandered. And the crazy part is, I think they were 8-2, and then literally the bye happened, and then they lost 5 games in a row.
Well, my early preseason prediction for next year, it'd probably be the Colts being a 5 and maybe go on Doug's level or Tree's level, 7-10 or 6-11. But the Colts need to do something because next year is Jonathan Taylor's final year of his 3-year contract. So after next year, if they don't make the playoffs, they don't make a good run. I can't see really a too prosperous outcome after the 2026 season for the Colts, unfortunately.
No, I don't see a pretty prosperity. So, fortunately for the Colts, there was no revolvers. It's just empty chambers.
I mean, at least I'll give them a positive outlook. They still have Jonathan Taylor through next season. Also, Alec Pierce, he showed up. I'm not sure. I think he's a second year or third year, but he
did okay. I'll give him credit.
Yeah.
It's just what are you going to do when like the offense is trash? When you lose Daniel Jones, I'm just saying. What are you going to do?
Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters.
Call Ghostbusters to be their starting quarterback next year. Who knows?
Get the State Buff Marshmallow Man to just throw times.
Yeah, get Bill Murray.
I mean, I could go out there and hand it to Jonathan Taylor, 25 times a game. Hire me.
Yeah, I'll play for $1 million or maybe $500,000.
Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever Daniel Jones wants, I'll do it for half.
Hey, Colts, hire me. I'm just a dipshit with a podcast. Like, please hire me.
I was trying to get hired by the University of Michigan to be the next head coach too, but that didn't work out either.
That did not work out either. I mean, I will say it. Don't get double bunnied, unlike Sherrod Moore.
Oh my god,
that's an issue.
Let's go to some teams that are going to make the playoffs here. How about that?
Yeah.
Get away from these playoff missing teams and go to real teams.
Yeah, let's talk about bye-bye to the real teams. Hello. Bye-bye, fake teams. Hello to the real teams. Like the Denver Broncos, who had an ugly win, but they did win against the Kansas City Chiefs 20-13 against a third stringer. Potentially could be Travis Kelce's last home game, but we won't talk about the Chiefs because it's over for them. But
thank you.
But last week, we gave the Denver Broncos and the Power Christian Music, both of them, me and Christopher, only 8s. So we're now going to be in the interesting spot where basically I believe the Colts are now, I just believe they're still the number 1 seed. They have not clinched the number 1 seed, correct? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, because it's the Broncos and the Patriots that are a toss-up right now.
It is the Broncos and Patriots right now. They are in that. They're in that bye week. But we will see. So next week, who did the Broncos got to play against? It's the Chargers, who at this point, I think they're both kind of fighting for they just don't want to be that 7th seed. They don't want to play.
The Chargers are benching Justin Herbert, so I don't think they're too worried about it.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to give them the 8. I feel like this team's still good. They probably win a playoff game, but I'm still kind of like, can they get that hump? Can they get to that hump right now? I don't know if there's any team that I feel as confident in the AFC to win that, to make it in and win it and go to that Super Bowl right now.
That's what's so fun about the AFC. Like, who is the favorite? Is it the Bills just because they have Josh Allen? Is it the Broncos with their amazing defense?
They got a lot of faults. That's a problem.
Other teams with faults this year too. Is it the Jaguars? No. Is it the Texans? All these teams are pretty even, honestly. It's going to be a really fun playoffs.
I like that you did not mention the Patriots, though, Doug, because we mentioned this several weeks on the podcast. That Patriots regular season schedule was pretty much like a cupcake walk. And then once they finally get in the playoffs, that's going to be an eye opener for.
Well, and I mean, the thing is, though, they could make a run, though. It's not far fetched like they did. But I mean, I would pick a few of those other teams over them. But I mean, I don't know if they get the 1 seed though. Like, and teams having to go up to Foxborough with a bye week, but they have the whole Stephon Diggs thing going on, so we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to the Patriots week. So.
Oh yeah, I'm comfortable with an 8. Yeah, Bo Nix is doing well. RJ Harvey, rookie, campaign's looking pretty good. He struggled a little bit on that was Thursday night. Besides the Sunday games, those Thursday night games and Saturday night games, I watched a little bit. But yeah, I'm comfortable with an 8.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, especially if they get the 1 seed. I mean, the way Bo Nix is just, he keeps plays moving. The defense is elite. Good recipe for postseason success.
Yeah, it's going to be a good season. And honestly, I will say it. I'm super excited for this seasons of the contenders. When we talk about the 2 Super Bowl teams, this is going to be so much fun because we're going to have theoretically 2 new teams. I mean, maybe the Eagles, but I don't know. I think the Eagles are kind of a little bit sussy.
The Eagles too. They're
still kind of sussy a little bit in my eyes. But
even the NFC isn't sussy right now.
I'm just saying. It's going to – but at least even my worst case scenario, we'll have a new team and a new narrative, if that kind of makes sense.
It'll be fun, yeah.
It's not like last year when it was just like, oh, it's the Chiefs and Eagles. That was not really a fun – I
agree.
No, it was not really a fun narrative on that one. Not a fun narrative indeed. And now we got the LA Chargers losing to the Ravens. Actually, the Texans 16-20. I cannot believe it. Texans actually were dominant. It was kind of an ugly game in the second quarter where I remember that game in the second quarter where literally there was like 3 turnovers at one point. It was like ridiculous. I was like, what? But interestingly enough, the Chargers right now, me and Christopher gave them both 7s on this one. Douglas, you were not here at that point. So they would be the 7th seed. They are fighting for their lives to be the 7th seed right now, and they would be playing against the Patriots.
Are they fighting for their lives? Didn't they already clinch it?
To get that 6th seed. I'm sorry. They're the 6th seed.
They could get the 6th seed. I get you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They would be playing against the Jaguars.
That'd be a fun game, honestly.
So we'll start with you, Christopher. Can they beat the Jaguars, in your opinion? Yes or no?
Oh man, I mean, what they lost to the Texans, right? 20-16. Yeah, I'm assuming down to a 6, only because, I mean, right now, NFL.com, they said that the Chargers, and like Doug said, they're not playing Herbert on Sunday. So they'll more than likely they should lose. Bills play the Jets. Bills should win that game. So I think there might be a swap right there between the 6 and 7 seeds. So then at that point, the 7th seed would play the Patriots. Oh man, that'd be unique right there. Unless the Patriots get the 1 seed, and then you'd have the Chargers versus the Broncos.
I don't know. I mean, do you like that they're sitting down Herbert? Like, I don't know. I mean, that would be tough. I would not be comfortable. I know they had a cupcake schedule, but still.
Yeah, maybe it's part of the strategy. Maybe they want to lose so they can play the Patriots, and maybe the Chargers are like, okay, well, yeah, that cupcake schedule that the Patriots have, maybe it'll work out well for the Chargers, and Chargers can get that first round win. But yeah, currently right now, if they were to play the Jaguars, the Jaguars are hot. We've said it for the last 2 or 3 podcasts. That's why I'm going to give the Chargers a 6 because I like what the Jaguars are doing.
Yeah, 6 is good.
Yeah,
I
mean, Douglas. I mean, you're the Harbaugh whisperer. Would you want Herbert to be benched and just tank this game?
Well, I mean, if I'm the Chargers, I would rather play. Yeah, I think I'd rather play Jacksonville over New England if I could stay at the 6.
Yeah, because that's like a tough.
I'm trying to go up to New England.
But also, I just feel like this is frustrating. I love Harbaugh right now and what they're doing right now with this organization, but Herbert feels like the same Herbert as last year, where it's just like you do good, but then you make and then you just like fuck it up and then mess it up. It's like that. I just feel like that Herbert just like has too many of those errors. He's good, but he makes those errors. And I hate to say it, I think they're going to lose just like they did last year. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout, but I don't feel this team going to win. I feel like we're going to do their eulogy 3 weeks' time when they get eliminated in the first round on this one. So we'll see how this game goes. Indeed. And now we got the Texans. They won this game. Game.
Thinking about this team, and I was looking at their schedule, and I think very genuinely they might be my pick to make the Super Bowl here. Like out of the entire AFC, I think, they have kind of, and this might be a really weird comparison, but they have to me a feeling of like a Giants team, like a 2011 Giants, where it's like they're finishing strong, the defense is amazing, and like I don't know if there's been a more impressive team over the last 3-month period than the Houston Texans. And like their losses aren't bad losses. I mean, they lost in Seattle, they lost in Los Angeles, both in one possession games. They lost to the Buccaneers on a really weird last second kind of like Baker clutchness. I think like they have good losses, if that makes sense, and they've been the most impressive team for honestly for probably 10 weeks. They've been the best team like a lot of these other teams, I don't know, like they've had a hard schedule and they've done good with that hard schedule, and they probably have the best defense in the NFL. That's debatable, very debatable. I'm going to go with a nice 7 here, Stu.
Oh, that's good. So you're keeping the 7 for right now. Interesting.
I'm not quite an 8. I mean, it's still hard. Like I don't know what seed they're going to be, but I feel like they're going to be a 3 seed at the highest.
Yeah, so
that means you'll have to go into Foxborough, or that means that you'll have to go into Denver, and those are winnable, but that's hard. That's a hard spot. Those are hard spots to win.
Interestingly enough, so they would be the 5th seed, and they would be playing against the Steelers, who I don't know if they're going to make the fucking postseason at this point. So it could be the Ravens or the Steelers. I think either one.
I mean, obviously, I think they beat them, but then it's hard to imagine them then going on the road to New England or Denver.
Yeah.
They could.
They could. I think they could do it. I mean, so you're thinking they could be like the Buccaneers upside with Brady that first year when Brady went.
I think if there was like betting odds, they would be like 1A, 1B, 1C. It's like I feel like they're in that conversation. Like I think it's them, Broncos, Patriots are like the 3 like kind of tier above in my opinion. Also,
I will say, last week I gave him a 6. Christopher, you gave him a 6. What do you think you're going to give the Texans right now? Also,
I'm going to give him a 7. Yeah, unless Derrick Henry, I mean, because like that 4 seed for the AFC North is still a toss up. Let's say if the Steelers make it, I would 100% take the line of 100%. I'm 99% sure take the Texans over the Steelers. Okay. Now if it's against the Ravens, you'd have to have another Derrick Henry scored 5 touchdowns on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. You'd have to have another Derrick Henry explosive game, or have Zay Flowers really come out of the woodwork. And Zay Flowers, wide receiver Ravens, he's been having a great season. Lamar's been hooking him up with passes. But I would still take the Texans over either the Steelers or the Ravens. So yeah, 7.
Yeah, we'll see. I think this is going to be an interesting one. I definitely could see an upside right there. I'm positive on the Texans. I think even if they get eliminated, I think as long as they don't get eliminated first, I think this is a successful season. Even if they go like 1 and go to the bye week, like this, like good for CJ Stroud. He's been 3 for 3 being part of the Texas organization. I'm making the postseason.
Right. I mean, they have a solid coach too, man.
He has a solid coach, the solid team, solid quarterback, I will say. He's probably the best Buckeyes. He's not had the sophomore, like even if the sophomore slump, that's not a bad season because he did win a playoff game. Mm-hmm. Like he's been consistent. That's the one, and that's hard sometimes in the NFL to have that consistent of a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Jaden Daniels. 1 good year, bad. Mm-hmm. Granted, he got injured, but still.
Do you guys recall, C.J. Stroud's rookie year when he beat the Browns in the playoffs against Joe Flacco? Did they make it past the second round? Did they win that round?
No.
Okay, so CJ Stroud and the Texans, they like to
I
be done
think
after the first round.
I think they lost the Chiefs and it wasn't close, if I remember correctly, that game.
Yeah, they lost the Chiefs last year as well.
Consistent one and doneers, but this might be the year they break through.
I was going to say, as a fifth seed, depends on how the rest, because the NFL does the reseeding, right? They could play the Broncos or they could play the Patriots. Those would be great matchups because, like Doug said, Texans have probably the best or top two, defenses in the league, and offensively they're cooking. So, man, it'd be a great second round matchup if the Texans can, win the first round.
It would be an interesting one indeed in this one. And now we got the Green Bay Slackers, who got their butts whooped by the Baltimore Ravens because John Harbaugh decided to give Derrick Henry the ball, and they scored touchdowns. But they're technically still, but funny enough, because the Lions lost, we got to sing a song. Celebrate, Packers, you made it. Boom, 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 boom. You made it to the postseason. It's the ugliest way to make it to the postseason, but who cares? Because you're in. Yeah. Also,
it is pretty cool. The Packers are the only team right now in the postseason that have their position locked up. They're the seventh seed.
Yeah, so they will be the seventh seed, and they will be playing, I believe, they'll be playing against the Bears.
Yeah, currently right now, unless the Bears and Eagles switch things up, which there's a high percentage of that actually happening. But yeah.
Or New England, or I guess, but I guess
if the Packers play the Bears, I'd put my money on the Bears.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my money.
If the Packers play the Eagles, I might put my money on the Packers. Is Jordan Love? Is he still injured?
I think he had a concussion, and that's why he was out.
Okay, so he'll be ready for the playoffs. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that was because they did not have. They had like Macau Wilson, right? Macau Wilson,
Malik
Wilson. God, I sound like that King Bill sketch. Like, what is this 8-8 run right now? But anyway, I'm going to still give them the 6 for right now. I still feel like they're going to be okay. I think if they did the Eagles, it could be 50-50. But against the Bears, it's going to be 6 and done. And I even feel like even they do beat the Eagles. Let's just say theoretically they play against the Eagles. They're the second seed. I think they might be 1 and done. I think that the highest they can do, the best odds I feel like for this Packers team is to maybe win a playoff game, and that's it. I don't see this team going to the NFC Championship. I don't see this team going to the Super Bowl.
I don't see this team getting past the first round. I agree with you, Stu. Give me a 6. Josh Jacobs didn't do much of anything on Saturday night. He's their starting running back. Oh, and it hurts me because I had a couple of my fantasy teams. But yeah, like I said, if they play the Bears will take care of it. If they play the Eagles, I said the Packers might beat the Eagles, but they'll be playing in the city of brotherly love. Knowing the Eagles, they'll probably have 2 push touchdowns in week 1 or round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys nailed it. I mean, they're a 6. Unfortunately, Micah going down doesn't help them, and they look like the weakest playoff team in the NFC for sure. Other than I guess the Panthers,
right?
And the Buccaneers.
I hate to say it, this is more weaker than last year's team. Last year's Packers.
For sure. I mean, when they're on. If they saw Micah Parsons, they'd be better. But
yeah, I just feel like this team is fun. I think Micah really was that Achilles heel, and that honestly said, I hate to say it, Tree might be right. Tree's right when he said bye-bye to Super Bowls. I think honestly it's bye-bye to Super Bowls, and maybe it could be bye-bye playoff wins.
It's possible.
And I think this is going to be it's going to be interesting because we'll see how Micah Parsons does for next year with the Packers. Is this going to be one of those that's man, we made a mistake? Not like we made a mistake. I think they made the right choice, but it was a mistake in the sense of we had all the pieces. We went all in, and it didn't work out.
I mean, that happens. It just happened to the Colts a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true. True indeed in that one. And then look at this. Look at this. The Baltimore Ravens. They won a game. They are on the outskirts right now. But funny enough, because the Steelers are absolutely dog shit and cannot beat a shitty Browns team, they have a shot of making the postseason. They just got to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Last week we gave the Ravens all fives. I'm going to start with you, Christopher.
I wonder what the tiebreaker is because the Ravens lost to the Steelers 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think honestly the tiebreaker would be the Steelers.
Record then.
I think it's record in conference games second, or like division, like within the division record probably.
Yeah. So the Ravens and Steelers are both 3-2, and then conference Steelers are 7-4, Ravens are 5-6. So yeah. Pretty much.
So be division next, because then the Ravens will be 4-2 and the Steelers will be 3-3.
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
division. So
yeah, literally, this is the game that literally they have to win against this Pittsburgh. They are going to play against Pittsburgh in the final game. They win.
Or is it in Pittsburgh?
I believe it is. Let me check.
This game, it's in Pittsburgh, the Sunday night game.
Let's go. That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, right. Man, Ravens are definitely looking from the outside, looking in.
But I think they're favored to win this game, though.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, Baltimore is -3.5, so 3.5-point favorites. Maybe it's because Vegas is like, okay, the Steelers just lost to the Browns. Why are we gonna have the Steelers favorited? But man. Give me.
I'm rooting for Baltimore for some reason. Like, I think it'd be just so funny because it'd be like, what, 8-9? Or would they be? They have a losing record,
Yeah, so the Ravens, if they win, right now the Ravens are 8-8. If they win, they'll be 9-8. If the Ravens win, Steelers will drop to 9-8 because they're currently 9-7. Yeah, it goes by division. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Ravens on this. Give me the Ravens a 6. Only because the star wide receiver and DK Metcalf, he is not going to be available for this game. And when I was able to watch the Sunday game, Steelers in Cleveland to play that game. There were several times I made the comment. I was like, man, if that was DK Metcalf, he would have probably caught that ball because I'm pretty sure I don't know who the wide receiver was for the Steelers at the time, but I don't know if it was one guy or two guys, but there were some drop balls that DK would have caught. So I think DK is going to be the difference maker in this game by not playing. So, yeah, Ravens going to win this game. They're going to win the division.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the inevitability here. I'm also going to go with the 6. Like, I do think that they're probably likely going to win this, but I mean, the Steelers won in Baltimore already, so.
Yeah, but that's with DK, and then also Darnell Washington's out, so that's not good. That's not good for the Steelers right now. He's gonna be he got a broken foot, so that he's out. So you still got a bunch of injuries. Aaron Rodgers played like dog shit in that game. Yeah. Let's be honest, he was not like it. I hate to say it, the Browns didn't play good. It's just the Steelers played fucking awful in that game. And don't get me started. But anyway, Baltimore played really good. They gave the ball to Derrick Henry. John Harbaugh finally gave the ball. You see, if you give the ball to Derrick Henry, you're gonna win some games.
What game was that? Was that last week or 2 weeks ago when they didn't give the ball? Oh, it was against the 49ers, I do believe.
They didn't give the ball much to Derrick Henry at the end. It was like, what?
He didn't get one touch of the ball for the last 12 and a half minutes of the game.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, I think it was against the 49ers. But, yeah, it doesn't matter. See what happens when you give Derrick Henry 5 touchdowns, 206 yards rushing. Oh, Stuart, you're going to say the Steelers are going to win this game?
Hear me out.
Wow, all right.
This division is dog shit. Both teams deserve a 5 and 8-8 and 9-8 to make a postseason. That is a disgrace.
Talk to the NFC South too.
That's the NFC. No, like Douglas, wouldn't you want this as like to have this as like a disaster, but like the NFC North?
What? What was the question?
The AFC North.
He's making fun of the AFC North, saying that we're the worst. Worst division.
No, I mean, I get your logic, Stu, but I do think that ultimately the way it's set up, if you make the playoffs, you're a 6. So I get what you're saying, though. I mean, I understand the logic.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want like the one year when it was like the Commanders that were like 5-12 and they made a postseason. You don't deserve a 6.
Well, so Stu, what would you say to like the 8-8, or I forget what their record was, but those Giants teams that won the Super Bowl. They'd be like a 5 all year and then a 10 because they won the Super Bowl.
If they're in the wild card, I'll give them credit. But if it was like you won the division's dog shit. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm putting. I will give that credit. If they make the wild card, you will get that 6. Your division is trash. You're getting a 5.
All right now.
But anyway, we got
So who are you saying is going to win the division? Is it good Baltimore or Steelers?
Oh, probably Baltimore.
Oh, okay, all right.
Shit. I'm just saying. But I'm not gonna give you cupcake. I'm not giving you a 6 because you went 9-8.
I respect it still.
Yeah, just saying 9-8. Abysmal. And now, speaking of other abysmal teams, the Carolina Panthers lost to the Seattle Seahawks 27-10. Granted, the Seahawks were a better team, but my God. Last week, we gave the shitty-ass Panthers, who are still in it, in the garbage of fucking divisions, we gave them both 6s. We're going to start with Christopher. What do you think of the Panthers right now? They would be still in the division lead, but the division is absolutely dog shit.
Yeah. Panthers are 6. They're going to win the division. I don't know where this game's at, whether it's in Tampa Bay or whether it's in Carolina.
It is going to be in, let me check, what the final game right now will be in Tampa Bay, but my God, if the freaking Buccaneers make it in with an 8-9 record.
I don't know what. So it goes division, then conference. I should just look it up for the tiebreaker.
Yeah, this is basically.
So if Tampa Bay wins this game, both Carolina and Tampa Bay will both be 3-3 in the division. They'll both be 6-6 in the conference. I forgot what this third tiebreaker. NFL tiebreaker.
Can we give him a 5?
Like 4 at some point.
Oh, so the first one is head-to-head, then division conference records, then common opponents, then strength of schedule.
Like, look at this. Like, Tampa is literally 11th, and they still have a shot at the postseason. What the fuck?
I think the Lions and Cowboys are just jealous, dude. We're just haters.
Yes, the Cowboys are ahead of the Buccaneers and the Lions. Mm-hmm. Do not give this team a 5. They don't deserve it. I'm just saying. But anyway, Christopher, what are you ranking these Panthers?
Oh, yeah, I already said give me a 6. They're going to win the division.
A fucking 8-8 deserves a 6. Get that shit. No.
I'll give them a 5 still. I'll keep your 6.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's going to give a 6 to the Buccaneers.
Does not deserve a goddamn 6. I'm sorry. That is my opinion. This is, okay, I will say this, and this is, I want to put this in the Holy Bible of the Casual Sports Talk tier maker right now. If your division is bad, if the Lions would be in this division and would win this division, no.
I mean, they would.
You don't deserve a goddamn 6.
All right.
If the Eagles didn't have Saquon Barkley, if the Giants next season didn't have Cam Skadaboo and Jackson Dart, I would say the NFC East might be a crummy division coming. You know, you'd have a 9-8 division winner, but luckily the NFC East.
And they got Jaden Daniels coming back to make the division even that much tougher.
Right.
What a division. What a division.
I'm just saying, this team deserves a 5.
Minus the Cowboys.
You deserve a 5. Boo. You should have won this game. Granted, the Seahawks are
probably the best team in the NFL, bro.
Best team in the NFL. But I cannot defend the shitty Panthers. How do you defend this team?
Say that they won 30-0 against Atlanta and that they're currently right there in the playoff mix.
That's even the crazy part. If they would have lost to Atlanta would still have a shot at the fucking postseason.
They did. The Rams, so that was good stuff.
Yes. Dog. Would it be hilarious if they're just like, you know what? We put the Falcons in eliminated. Yeah, fuck this. We're putting the Falcons back in.
What if? They can do so many things, but either way, the Panthers win and they're in. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, they got to win. They got to get in. That's the only shot, basically. But my God, can this not be the Sunday night game?
It's not, Stu. So
Thank God. Thank God. Thank the power of the baby Jesus right now that we don't have to deal with the Panthers, Buccaneers, tank bowl division, toilet bowl division right now. And now we got top of the true champions right now, the Seattle Seahawks, who's done better. Christopher gave him 9. I gave him 8. That means this team has improved to the 9 spot. So we'll start with you, Douglas. Where do you think the Seattle Seahawks? They are in the number 1 right now. Can they do it? I know there's some people. They're like, Sam Darnold's still crappy Sam Darnold, but he's still doing good.
I mean, Stu, they look great. That's the thing. I mean, I was saying that between them and the Rams, the winner was the best team in the NFL. They're currently in the driver's seat for the 1 seed. Granted, it's in San Francisco this week. The way that they're playing, too, that's going to be a heck of a game. But, I mean, golly, there's a lot to like about Seattle. I mean, elite defense, star wide receiver, good running game. 9 feels high, but I think I'm going to go with the 9. Obviously, that's up for discussion depending on how the San Francisco game goes. But if I had to pick a team from the NFC right now, I think the Seahawks have been the most consistent, best team all season.
I think Seattle's been looking really good. I think they've probably been really good. And granted, I feel like this is going to be very interesting because, I think people kind of thought those last 2 weeks with the Vikings with Sam Darnold, that Lions loss, they broke them. Turns out he's actually doing good. Honestly, I'm impressed with Sam Darnold right now. Sam Darnold has proved, you know what? I can go with one different team to another different team, and I'll still be great. Honestly, he's looking better this season than last season. By a mile.
I mean, we've had this debate, Stu. You can say it again. That's fine. We don't have to redo the whole debate.
I know, repeating the same thing over and over again. But look at this. Seattle's looking good. I'm going to keep them still at the 8 for right now because I got to see who wins next week in San Francisco. If one of them wins next week, I think I'll give one of them the 9.
If one of them wins, maybe it's going to be a tie. Let's go.
Fun. In the case of a tie, Seattle, I think, would still get the 1 seed.
Yeah, Seattle would get the 1 seed.
And I'm going to keep them at 9 because I told you guys earlier I didn't really pay attention to any games this week besides that Monday night game, bits and pieces of the Browns game, so I didn't watch any of this game. So I gave the Seahawks 9 last week, easy 9 for this week.
It's an easy 9 in this one, indeed, and good for you, Seattle. You made it all the way. You improved a lot better than last year. Good for you. Mm-hmm. And speaking of teams that don't fucking improve and we're fucking dog shit, the fucking Steelers. What the fuck? Why did you lose to a shitty ass fucking Browns and Shador? It wasn't like Shador played amazing. He played okay.
Stuart, are you drinking vodka? That's not water. That's vodka, right?
No, I'm drinking.
I've never heard you swear so much on the
podcast.
Right now. And I don't even give a damn about the fucking Steelers. I don't know why I'm cursing so much. But how?
Garrett, Stu, they were so worried about protecting TJ Watt's sack record that they were more focused on him than the game because they knew they were going to beat Baltimore this weekend.
And then there was oh my God, I got to find the tweet right now. I think Tree had a tweet, and he talked about, I think it was Tomlin had, and I'm going to find that quote tweet right over here. It was the most egregious thing that you said. It's are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right here? He said, quote unquote, I don't think we played poorly. We just didn't make enough plays. What the fuck does that mean, Tomlin?
That means he ran out of 60 minutes in a football game and didn't have enough time for more plays.
Against the Browns! Against the Browns! They only won 4 games! 4!
Yeah, like I said, that play at the end of the game, that could have been defensive pass interference, a little DPI over there. I don't know. I wasn't really. My eyes were not glued to that game. That play. I'm gonna give him a 5 though. You lose the Browns. You should lose at home to the Ravens here, week 18. Sunday night game. Just go and lose the game so you get Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what the people want. So I'll go with a 5 for Pittsburgh too.
Oh, God,
I'm envisioning like I told you guys I had an inkling that the Browns were going to win that game on Sunday. I mean, like Doug said it, the offensive line for the Steelers were protecting or were paying more attention to Myles Garrett than they were winning the game.
Yeah.
But I just have an inkling about this game. I have a feeling that the Steelers are going to win, even though I already gave them a 5 and the Ravens a 6. But Aaron Rodgers is going to make the playoffs. Tomlin's going to make the playoffs again, but I hope not. Like Doug said, give the Americans what the Americans want.
I'm just, you know what? I'm so pissed off at this team right now.
Don't do it.
Oh, I'm going to do it.
Don't do it, Stu.
I'm going to do it. Screw it.
Don't you do it.
I'm giving them the 4. You deserve the 4 for this egregious of a. And you know what the worst part is? They win this game. They're in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got to fight for their lives against the Ravens, who decided to give the ball to Derrick Henry.
Do you know what I feel like, Stu? I feel like I just entered the game show, Whose Line Is It Anyways, where you're just making up scores and nothing matters.
And the points don't matter. Oh, I love that show.
It doesn't matter right now. It's
or that has a playoff game on Sunday night, basically, against a team that they already beat. Disrespectful.
It is like the most egregious. Like, honestly, I don't know why I'm so worked up about the Steelers, but it's just like I just feel like that this team should be a lot better, and they're not. And also, Darnell Washington's now out. You lost another player. DK Metcalf is out for another game. So, good job, DK. Good job on punching a fan. Great job. You see that? How does that make you feel? Even if isn't that kind of funny to think about it? The Lions might have cost the freaking Steelers the postseason with that punch.
Good job, Lions fan. Let's go.
Isn't that weird to think about that?
It's a fun way to think about it. But I don't know. I guess I find it fun to see Pittsburgh fail, so that's fun.
I mean, I'm laughing on the inside, and I know Tree is probably seething in his team and still bitching about this team, which he's rightfully so, because like I said, this is the same crappy ass team. And even if they make it to the postseason, even if John Harbaugh decides I'm not going to give the ball to Derrick Henry right now, and Mark Andrews is going to drop the ball, are the Steelers going to win a fucking postseason? No. They're going to get their ass kicked right over there. And you know what? If they make the postseason and get their ass kicked, I'm not giving them the 6. Screw that. You deserve a 5.
Sure, Stu.
What if they win the Super Bowl, Stu?
They ain't win the fucking Super Bowl. They ain't no fucking Super Bowl for the fucking Steelers.
From a 4 to a 10 in 4 weeks, that'd be amazing.
No. I would put all my goddamn bank account money right now that the Steelers are in God's green earth and decrepit Aaron Rodgers right now ain't going to make it.
If it's the Steelers versus the Panthers in the Super Bowl.
Make no Super Bowls. No Super Bowls.
Stu, I will bet you your entire bank account for $1. I want
Deal.
All right. I'll give you $1 if Pittsburgh does not win the Super Bowl.
Yes. Do you think that's going to happen, Douglas?
I'm excited to be rich, Stu.
That's not going to fucking happen. That's not going to happen.
Pittsburgh's about to go on the greatest run. Rodgers is going to be 2012 Rodgers again.
You're going to go back to they're going to do the time machine and be like, Rodgers, quick. It's like Back to the Future. They bring out the Cybertruck. They're like, Duck, we need to go back. Get Rodgers back. We need a younger Rodgers.
It's going to be pretty cool, Stu. It's going to be so fun to watch him. He's going to go to a single face mask bar like the classic 60s quarterbacks, and he's going to really do it, man. He's going to do it. He's going to be a true throwback performance. Yeah. And it's the greatest quarterback of all time.
And it's going to be everyone's going to be confused, why is Rodgers in the Packers uniform?
As much as I love talking about the Steelers, guys, I think we have a few other teams.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about
this. We've only talked about 8 teams, and we still have 6 or 7 or 8 more to go.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. They beat the Colts. It was kind of an ugly game, but hey, they won the game. But we should probably talk about the interesting part. So they are definitely going to probably win the division. I believe they are. They did not clinch the division right now. They got to win this one next week. They would be playing against the Chargers right now, and their final game is against a garbage Titans game, so they're going to probably be going full strength. They're going to have Trevor Lawrence in this game. So last week we gave the Jacksonville Jaguars, 7. Actually, 8. Actually, 8. So we'll start with you, Christopher. What are you thinking you're going to give the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep them at an 8. I mean, we talked about it earlier. Jacksonville's a hot team. Let's see how many games in a row have they won real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row. One less game than the Texans because Texans are on an 8-game winning streak. That doesn't matter. Yeah, Jaguars. I like what they're doing. That means I gave the Broncos as an 8. That means it's gonna be the Broncos and the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. Let's go.
What a great Super Bowl! Or
Yeah, right.
AFC Championship. I gave him an 8 last time.
You weren't here. I don't think you were here
You were last time. Yeah, you weren't there last week. I'm sorry. You were a little.
Well, I'm gonna give them a 7. I mean, I think that they're really solid, but honestly, they're like probably the 4th best team in the AFC. Like, I would take a good amount of teams before them, even all the way possibly up to Buffalo if you want to it's like I don't know. It's hard to envision them like looking at the entirety of the AFC, like making a super deep run. But I think that they could win a playoff game or two depending on the matchup.
Honestly, I'll probably give Jacksonville. I'm going to keep them at the 8 for right now. They're looking good. I think they're very much. This might be the best season of Trevor Lawrence's career right now, in my opinion. I think. I mean, wouldn't you agree? Like, so far in the playbook right now, this is the best season Trevor Lawrence has had.
Yeah, definitely. They're 12-4. He's fantasy wise, or I think it doesn't matter if it's fantasy or just regular. I think he's the top 4 quarterback right now in the league.
Yeah, they never won the division in the Jaguars in Trevor Lawrence's career because I think their only thing was the wild card, and that was when they were behind 28-3 against the Tennessee Titans against Mike Vrabel, and then they come back and they won the game.
No.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah, man.
I mean,
like it's 15 or whatever year they made the AFC Championship.
Yeah, it's a good. You know what? I'll give them a lot of credit for the Jacksonville. Like, look at this. Like, this was a make it or break it year for Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence pretty much showed, yes, I did deserve that big contract right now.
And Liam Cohen has been very not mentioned at all in the Coach of the Year, but I think he should be. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, him, like there's a few guys, but I feel like he deserves more love.
Yeah.
You lost Brian Thomas hasn't been great. You lost Travis Hunter for the season. Like, I feel like they've done a lot of good things with so.
You know what's crazy? I don't know if you mentioned it. I'm thinking Brian Thomas. He hasn't, he had a great rookie campaign last year, but he hasn't really been in the mix too much this year. And yeah, Jacoby Myers, he's been going off for the Jaguars. So whatever they're doing, Duval, he's making moves and he's making what he has and he's making everything work. Yeah, good job, Jags.
Honestly, we got to say it right there before we go to the next team. We got to say it. Wow.
I was trying to figure out if I could do the exact bet on DraftKings, Broncos versus Jaguars, AFC Championship game, but it won't let me do that.
No. And honestly, every time when Jacksonville scores a touchdown, they should just say, Duval. Just do it. Please do that. I think that would be hilarious. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Like Dan Campbell do the biting kneecaps every time they get a touchdown. What that?
I like the Lions song, honestly. It's really catchy.
Yeah.
I don't actually know how it goes because I haven't gone to a Lions game in a while, but it's a fun song.
Yes. And honestly, I would love the fans to be like, Duval. Anyway, on to the next one. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who is another shitty-ass team right here. Lost to a shitty Dolphins. They have the same record. They're 7-9 right now. They could make a postseason. And let's put it this way, Douglas. Last week, we gave this garbage-ass team right now. I gave them 4. Christopher gave them a 5. Please do not give this team a 5. Let's put it this way. The Browns, the Cowboys are ahead of them. The Lions are ahead of them. And the Vikings are ahead of them. They're 11th. 11th.
They seem like a 6 to me. That's what I'm hearing still. Like, I mean, I think that at home, like, I don't see the Panthers beating them in Tampa. And, I mean, I'm going to give the playoff team a 6. And if they can refine whatever magic they had at the beginning of the season, the recipe that they had in weeks like 1 to 6, Stu, it's not about how you finish the season. It's about how you played in weeks 1 and 2. And they were electric, okay?
Yes, they're finishing great at the end of the season by losing to shitty fucking teams like the
Go back to week 1 and 2 and beat the Texans.
Dolphins. They have literally fumbled this goddamn season.
They haven't yet, Stu. That's what I'm saying. There's still plenty of time. Win on Sunday, and then make a deep run. Maybe get to play.
I looked up the tiebreaker between the Panthers and the Buccaneers. You know, it goes head to head, then division, then conference, and then how they play against their own opponents. So, like I said, they tie. They would, if Tampa Bay wins this game, they'd be 1-1 in the season. They'd have the same divisional record, same conference record, but Tampa Bay is 6-6 against the same opponents, and the Panthers are 5-7. So Buccaneers win, they're in. So Doug, and remember this game's in Florida. Doug might be out of something here.
I mean, and the Buccaneers are finally getting healthy in offense too, which is a little bit scary, man. I mean, Bucky Irving, I think, is playing. And then they also have, they have
Mike Evans
back, Ibuka, then Godwin's going. And like, Stu, when they're on, okay? Just watch out.
I will put all my bank account money also on this team not making the Super Bowl.
Oh, I thought you were saying not making the playoffs. I'm like, oh.
All right, Stu, I'll do the same bet.
$1
for your whole bank account.
$1.
All right. So if it's Steelers versus Buccaneers, I get 2 of your bank accounts.
Oh! Wouldn't that be the fucking most oxymoron? Everyone just gets injured, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
All right, Stuart, Doug gave him a 6. It's on to you.
Did you really give him a 6?
I'm being serious. I think they're going to beat Tampa
Bay. Four. They deserve a 4.
They may deserve it, but I mean, realistically, though, if they make the playoffs,
do you really want me to go into? They're 7-9. First of all, they're 7-9, and look at their losses. Look at their embarrassing.
They get to play like they'd have to play like the 49ers or at home probably, or those Seahawks.
Yeah, they'd be the 4th seed, so they play the 49ers or the Seahawks, depending on how that matchup.
49ers or the Seahawks if they win. I love them in that matchup.
In a row, they lost to the shitty Saints, the shitty Falcons. Maybe they might be a little bit better, but we'll still say the Panthers by 3 and the Dolphins. They lost to the Dolphins and they lost to Quinn Ewers. You lost to Quinn Ewers.
Stu, but good news for them. They're playing Bryce Young and the Panthers. So at home. They're playing not a great. It's not like they're sitting here playing the Seahawks this week. They're playing the Carolina Panthers. Let's not lose sight of that fact in this equation.
Just remember, they're 8-9. If they win,
the record doesn't matter. It's who they're playing week 18. It's the Carolina Panthers. I like what Doug's saying. Don't get all stressed out about the record being 7-9 right now, Stu.
I'm stressing out.
You're overthinking this.
I'm not overthinking this. I'm paid.
Give me a 5. I already gave the Panthers a 6. Panthers are going to win this game. Tampa Bay is more likely going to win this game because Mike Evans has been back last 2 weeks. He has a touchdown in each of those weeks. I can easily see the Buccaneers winning this game in Florida.
But also, can we disagree?
We're all sir. Doug and I are disagreeing with you because you can't get over the fact that they're 7-9 and they can win the division as an 8-9 team.
If they were 6-11, and they make the postseason, would you give them a 6?
What, the Buccaneers? Yeah, absolutely. If they make the postseason, I'm giving them a 6. Absolutely.
5-12. 5-12. If they make it 5-12.
How is that possible? You're not even giving realities here.
No, there was one. The Buccaneers.
The division winner cannot win the division as a 5-12 record.
The Commanders were 5-12 and they made a postseason.
That was a wild card, right? That wasn't division.
No. That was division. The division was that.
I don't know. I don't think it was 5-12. It was like 7-10.
There was one went 5-11, and they made a postseason. I'm just saying.
It says the worst NFL record to make the playoffs was the 7-9 Seahawks.
Ooh, where are you getting this 5-11, 5-12 stuff still?
And where's this 5-12 coming from, Stu?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just make random numbers to make us feel bad or whatever.
The Panthers were 7-8-1 in 2014, and the San Diego Chargers made it at 8-8 one year.
And the Buccaneers can make it as 8-9 this year. There we go.
Just saying. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, I'm seeing.
So when the Buccaneers win on Sunday, Doug and I, we won't laugh in your face, but we'll come on next Tuesday's podcast and we'll definitely say "told you so."
They are dog shit.
Doesn't matter if they're dog shit, Stu. They can still win the division.
Just saying. Just saying. But anyway, okay. Before I get my blood pressure going up.
Steelers lost to a dog shit Browns team, and Steelers can still win the division.
Yeah, I mean, both look like fucking ass. I don't know why I'm getting pissed off. This is fun. Anyway, we got to talk about, to lower my blood pressure right now, we got to talk about a real champion right here to do the great job. The New England Patriots ass whooped the New York Jets 42-10. Pretty much was a decisive win. Pretty much clinched the division right now. First time since 2019 that they clinched the division. So we got to do a double celebrate Patriots. Or the evil empire is back right now. Woo-hoo. Anyway, but before we should get our bets and we talk about the teams, we got to talk about this play showing how the Patriots know how to Patriots against the Jets right over here. It was a glorious play right here. Right here. Show the effort right here.
35-3 already.
Yeah.
Right.
Offense. May on the rollout, on the move, throws to the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Guess who? The first of his NFL career, Efton Chisholm III.
Great name, I will say.
What the Efton? Nice.
That is a great name. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be killing to have that one.
Efton Chisholm III. So that means a lot of his father, his grandfather, a lot of bloodlines named Efton. Nice.
Well, what I'll say on the Patriots is I do think we've been giving them a hard time for their schedule, but they have been, obviously they're sitting there with a chance at the 1 seed, and they're still taking care of business. They're blowing out the bad teams, is what we ask. I mean, they're 1-1 against the Bills. They probably should be 2-0, but they blew a big lead in the second time they played. So it's they truly are one of the best couple of teams in the AFC. Have I been giving them 8s? Have I been on the 8 train for them?
Last week I totally forgot about it. So the Patriots, we have given the Patriots all 7s.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me they're my 8. They're my second 8. I do think seeing they've got something figured out. I mean, obviously there's some stuff to figure out still for this team, but I don't know, man. They're definitely for real.
I think they're definitely looking good. I mean, I'm still going to probably give them the 7 just because of those weak cupcake schedules. I think that's probably the only thing that's going to, still put that ceiling right now. But I think if they can beat the big dogs, if this team can actually do good and win against these big dogs, I'll probably bump them up to an 8. But for right now, I'm I got to have to see how it goes, see if they can they got the easy schedule. And then they made it right now. Now it's time to, can they walk that walk and talk that talk right now? They would be playing against Buffalo.
The Bills.
The team that they own right now for the last 20 years. I'm going to say it. It would be kind of hilarious to be man, Josh Allen can't beat Patrick Mahomes. Now it's time for your big brother to lose.
Yeah, and if that's a true outcome, first round matchup, Bills playing in New England, that'd be crazy if Josh Allen can't beat Drake May either.
Yes.
The Patriots beat the Bills 23-20 in the regular season. Good job to the Patriots in that, but maybe it'll be the yin to the yang. Patriots beat the Bills in the regular season moving forward. If they play in the postseason, Would be that Mahomes Allen, matchup. But maybe Allen will have the upper hand. That's why I'm going to give the Patriots a 7 because I think if they do play the Bills, I think the Bills have the upper hand in that matchup.
Yeah, they definitely do have an upper matchup, and it's going to be interesting. We'll see how the matchup is going to happen. I do think they're probably going to beat the Bills, and we'll see how it goes. But the funny part is the next team we're going to talk about is the Buffalo Bills because they lost to the Eagles. It was a close game. They got that touchdown. They decided to go for 2. It's kind of funny. I feel like a lot of teams are like, they're like looking at their watch. They're like checking my watch right now. They're like, okay, it's like 7:30. I want to go home right now, like 8 o'clock. I don't want to I don't want to be stuck here for a little while, so I'm going to go for 2 right now. There's a part of me. Is there a part of me that I think of that, Douglas?
I mean, I think it's funny. Like I don't know what I would have done in the situation, but knowing that they already made the playoffs, it's like, granted, I guess they still had a shot at the division, so it is a little bit surprising.
It's a little bit surprising. I mean, they tried it. I mean, last week we gave the Buffalo Bills 6s. Christopher gave them a 7. I was going to do it. They're going to get the 6. I don't think they can beat New England right now. I think it's going to be tough when it's going to be at New England. It sucks because I just feel like, is Josh Allen not going to get that Hall of Fame? Because I just feel like he's just always been like, meh. But I don't think he's going to make it that long. I think this might be the weakest Josh Allen season right now in a while. Like, I know they make the postseason. I know they're doing better. But still, it's kind of feels very much like a disappointing season, in my opinion. I know they made the postseason, but still.
I should give the Patriots a 6 last when we talked about them because I said the Patriots would lose to the Bills. But it wouldn't matter because Stewart with the median of 7. Doesn't matter. Doug gave him an 8. Bills a 7, especially if this game, if it's a snow game in New England. Bills 7. I like Josh Allen against Drake May.
They play in the snow too. It's not like
yeah, I know they play in the snow, but Josh Allen seems to always excel.
I can't play football in flakes.
Yeah, I mean it's a really tough matchup, honestly, and it's one of those ones where it's like, because I think New England honestly might have the advantage at home in that one. And like it is a shame, but it's also hard to feel bad for Buffalo when I'm a Lions fan. It's like we didn't even make the playoffs this year. And like I think here's my only theory on Buffalo that maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong on, is they might be one of those teams that unfortunately, because they've been on the big stage so much, the regular season it was hard for them to kind of get fully amped up for some of these games, where they might just have another gear that they can hit in the playoffs that these other teams don't have yet. Like they might have that another like Super Bowl level gear that, the Patriots haven't been there yet. The Broncos haven't been there yet. Where like this team's been in those big games. They know what it takes to maybe get over the hump that these other teams are still a little bit young for. You have a second year in Drake May. You have a third year in CJ Stroud, a second year in Bo Nix. You have Trevor Lawrence who's only played 2 career playoff games. It's like you don't have a ton of veteran guys. Maybe if you have Lamar and Josh Allen in there, maybe they have an advantage just because, in the playoffs, it's a quarterback game. If you have the best quarterback, you got a chance. That being said, though, you got to go into New England. I'm going to give you a 6, I think. You're coming off a loss.
Yes. I was like, thank God, Douglas. Thank you. We agree. Yes. I'm so happy. High five. Let's go. Let's go, Buffalo. And now we got to talk about them Eagles. They won a game by their chin, won the division. But also we should talk about Mr. Sirianni right here. He had some choice words to say about winning this game right over here. So I just kind of want to hear what is your thoughts right here. We're going to put this on full blast right now. So I want to hear what your thoughts are about this gentleman.
Not so much anymore. Love this shit.
What did they say at the beginning?
So he said, that's what I was talking about before. So he said, not so much talking anymore. So I guess he was like getting frustrated with like all the people that were saying naysayers and haters and all that stuff.
Do you know what my theory of the season is? And it might sound like a real simple thing, but there's so many ways to win a football game. Like I feel like everybody wants the pretty offense but it's like some of these teams, they just grind it out, and like it's beautiful too. Like the Texans, the Eagles, where it's like they might not blow you out, but they're just so consistently good on defense, and they do enough on offense to like complement their team well. And it's like you don't need, if you play the right style of football for your players, like the Eagles know what they're doing, man. I mean, they obviously won the Super Bowl last year, and like they are running it back with a super similar cast, and it's like, why couldn't they do it again this year?
I mean, it'll be interesting. So right now they are in the 3rd seed. They will be playing against the Rams, who they did beat. It's going to be at Philly. Last week, Christopher and I gave them 6s.
Yeah, just because it'd be a home game, I would expect the Eagles to win, but I don't want to see them win. Like I said, no matter if they play the Packers week 1 or, round 1 of the playoffs, there's going to be a couple tush-push touchdowns. Saquon Barkley's going to show up. But if they really play the Rams, I expect the Rams to take care of it in Philadelphia. So I'm going to, like Doug said, there's so many ways to win football games this day and age. Keep the Eagles at a 6. I guess the Bills could have forced overtime. Who would have won in overtime? You never know. The world may never know. So I'm comfortable with a 6.
We'll never know.
Yeah. I mean, it is hard to do think the Rams are a better team, but they lost in Philly once already. And the Rams are kind of slumping, and the Eagles have been getting quietly hot again, which is kind of seems to be their thing, where it's like they're not dominant like Stu would like to see them be for whatever reason, but they know how to win games. They know how to win games. Stu, they know how to win games this time of year. And I don't think anybody can argue with that. I mean, they've been to 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. They won a Super Bowl. They have, a really solid team again with a good defense, and I'm gonna. I don't know, man. What did I give them last week? A 6?
Well, you weren't there last week, but I think you probably were in the 6 range for us.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the 6. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be shocked to see them make a run though, but.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm gonna give them still the 6. I mean, it's kind of funny because I was like talking to a couple of my coworkers, and they're all like, "How dare you like undermine the Eagles? The Eagles could really look good. They're going to probably go back to back. They know how to do it the way." But I still kind of feel like that they don't have that spark of last year. Like last year, I felt like they were so much better.
Stu, last year, every week you said, "Oh, they don't blow anybody out. They're so mid." Like, no, what are you saying? Like, check the tape. When once did you say they had a spark until they won the Super Bowl? I wish they would dominate more.
Dying on the inside. I gave them a 9 at one point because I was dying on the inside.
You had no points that they had a spark last year. Every week was, they should have looked better against mediocre competition. Every week.
I will check the tape. I will check the tape last year. Okay? You want me to check the tape? I will check the tape.
Please do, Stu. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I didn't sense any sort of you saying that they had a spark.
It was not like those 6s. I was like, I gave them a 9 at one point. I remember
after they won the NFC Championship game.
But still, the Eagles right now. But I just feel like the last year they were a lot more dominant than this year, in this sense, and
they're more consistent. Yeah.
They were more consistent last year, and I feel like that. And granted, you could probably argue, well, what about the Chiefs a couple years ago? They looked inconsistent. They lost to the Raiders, but they still won the Super Bowl. But it's like, that's a different team. Apples and oranges. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying. There's probably people that would probably say that. I'm just saying. On that sense, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I might be wrong, and the Eagles might make it to another Super Bowl, and I hate my life right now, but. I just feel like they're either going to win. I think their best chance is probably just win one playoff game, and that's it.
Well,
on that one, but we'll see. And now
the shirt, gentlemen.
We got to talk about the Chicago Bears coming close, but no cigar right there. But they did win the division, so Celebrate Chicago, go, boop, 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 boop. The power of the Pope. You see, since the Pope showed up, and he came from Chicago, guess who's been good right now?
The Bears.
The Bears. I know I'm not a scientific fact right there. I'm just a simpleton.
What did we give the Bears last week, though, Stu?
Yes, last week we gave the Bears. I gave an 8, and Christopher gave them a 7.
Ooh.
They are the number 2 seed. They are fighting to get that number 1 seed right now.
I think they've been eliminated from the top seed.
Oh yeah, I think they are eliminated from the top seed. Sorry, they're gonna just basically be the number 1 or number 2 at this point. They would be playing against Detroit, but I don't know if they'd be sitting out people.
What is such a bummer though is like if the Lions just didn't suck, they could have won this division. Can you imagine we didn't suck?
Imagine if this was a better freaking Lions team.
If the Lions are better, dude, they could have done it.
If they weren't injured, like when you complain about like, man, I just wish the Lions, the division would have been ass and we could do well. And it's like,
I mean, it's never going to be. I mean, it seems like the NFC North is set up to be really good for a very long time.
I mean, there was only one year, if I remember correctly, it was 2018, where it was like, I think that was when Aaron Rodgers got hurt. There was like the one shot, and even that, the Lions were dog shit that year.
Yeah, well, that sucks. But we're talking about the Bears.
Yeah, we're talking about the Bears. I'm just sorry. Let's talk about the last time they did make the postseason. They did make the postseason, but let's be honest, Christopher, we're going to get the Bears.
So, Stu, as a person that has torn feelings of Ben Johnson, another guy that should be in the Coach of the Year conversation. I mean, what he's done is obviously amazing. And Chris, I think I'm going to finally disagree that I don't think Caleb Williams is a bust. Like he looks like a really solid high-end caliber quarterback right now. Like I actually watched like this end of this 49ers game, and like granted they didn't win it, but they easily could have, man. I mean, he got them right down there to like the 2-yard line, and they were so close. And like I don't think it was in any way his fault that they didn't win. They just kind of ran out of time, and like the hook and ladder play didn't quite get in the end zone. But man, oh man, like they were in this game because of Caleb Williams, and they lost because their defense couldn't get a stop, and freaking Brock Purdy outplayed him a little bit. But man, oh man, like Ben Johnson, he knows what he's doing on offense. And, they went out and they traded for some interior offensive linemen where the Lions had some like retire and leave. And like that was a huge difference for them. The running game's decent. I like a 7 for the Bears because, I mean, there's a good chance they'll be playing against the Packers for another one. But, I mean, I don't know. Like they still feel slightly like every week that goes by, though, I'm more and more confident in them, but I feel like they don't need to be on that big stage and win a game for me to fully trust it. Like win a playoff game and then we'll talk.
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel like for the Bears. I mean, I'll give him credit. Caleb Williams has played amazing. I think, honestly, this season has shown why last season Caleb Williams was the number 1 overall pick. He has shown why, he turned around this. Granted, I think probably last year was a lot more to do with coaching and just like that. I mean, granted, don't forget about that Lions game last year on Thanksgiving where it was atrocious, where they literally stopped 20 seconds until they threw a Hail Mary. It's like, what the hell? That game. But last week I gave them an 8. I think I might bump them down to the 7 right now because I do think it's going to be a lot of tough competition right now. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of tough competition in this one. I mean, I don't know if they can beat the 49ers. I don't know. I mean, they would be playing against, I believe, the Packers, and I think they can beat the Packers right now. So I think I'll probably give them the 7 for right now. And even if they win a playoff, then they're out. This is a successful year. Who would have? Nobody picked the Chicago Bears unless you were like a delusional fan of the Bears to win the division.
Yeah, I agree with what you guys are saying. And if they play the Packers round 1 of the playoffs, that should not an easy victory. But the way Caleb Williams is playing, he's playing phenomenal. And like Doug said, Ben Johnson, great coach. So yeah, they're doing everything right. So especially if they, the Packers have the 7 seed locked up. So the way it's playing out should be Packers playing in Chicago. And like I said, it's not going to be an easy win, but it should be a win for the Bears. So yeah, 7 for sure.
Yeah, 7 for sure. I mean, honestly, good for them. They came close in this game. They almost came close. You know, who would have thought that they would be close in a 49ers game? No one would probably say that. No one. And now we got to talk about the victors and the power of the Brock. Where Brock decided to come back close in this game to clutch it in here and get the W.
If Brock wasn't hurt for like a good chunk of the season, man, he'd be in the MVP conversation. That dude is balling right now. Like, he is showing that he is worth the max money that he got. I mean,
Yeah,
what is
honestly,
like 5 touchdowns the last 2 weeks, and he's just been absolutely like lights out.
Yeah,
Like,
five total touchdowns in that game. Yeah, that was crazy from what I saw highlight wise.
yeah.
Jeez.
Interestingly enough, so you and Christopher, me gave him an 8. Douglas and Christopher gave him 7s.
Oh, that's perfect because I was giving him an 8. I gave the who else did I? Oh, I gave the Seahawks a 9. And I want to see who would be the Seahawks playing in the NFC Championship game. And the 49ers, the way they're playing, they're 12-4. They're playing real hot.
Yeah, it's
So yeah.
like, and I agree. It's crazy that they're injured to all hell, but they're looking good. It's not like the Lions when you're injured to all hell, and it's like you can tell they're injured to all hell. Like, it's not like Detroit like last year where it was like injured to all hell, but I'm like, there could be a collapse. This team, I don't see a collapse.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna stay with the 7. I think they win in San Francisco, or they win this weekend. That's all up for discussion. But I also think if they're like a wild card team, like I don't know. Like, I think it's going to be hard for them to go win a bunch of road games. But if they get that 1 seed, I mean, the path is pretty easy from there. But I don't know.
I mean,
going into LA or anywhere really if I'm them. Even Tampa Bay, you know. Like,
yeah,
Baker had weird
playing
performance.
against Carolina or Tampa, but I'm like, come on.
Stu, you know the team that I said that went 7-9 earlier? That made the playoffs, the Seahawks. Do you know what they did in the first round of the playoffs? That was the Beastquake game with Marshawn Lynch running all over the number 1 seed Saints.
Oh, when he's like pushed him to the side. Oh, wow.
That was the worst team to make it. So, like, who's to say it's at home? You know, you never know, man.
I mean,
Baker's a baller.
I'm keeping at the 8 for right now. I think this team is looking amazing. I think they're looking good. Honestly, if you looked at the score, if you didn't like tell, if like I wasn't into like the sports media and all that stuff, you know what I mean, as a casual sports podcast, I would not know that the 49ers are injured to all hell. They don't look like it. They look like they're getting stronger. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, some teams, when they get injured, they get worse. This team, they get better.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they'd be better still, Fred Warner and some of those guys. But, yeah, I mean, their coaching's been amazing. I mean, Brock Purdy's been fantastic. Christian McCaffrey is still all-worldly. And
I mean, and it does help that you had Mac Jones that helped out and, like, as a backup. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, they got some really quality time out of Mac Jones, which was huge. Brock Purdy showing that he was worth his payday right now. I mean, they're playing with confidence, man, and that's all you can hope for going into the playoffs. But
yeah, a good one indeed in this one, and we'll see how this goes indeed. And now we got the final team right here, the LA Rams, who lost to the Falcons 24-27 by a field goal. What happened? Why? I just feel like this is a disappointing game. I feel very disappointed. Last week we gave the Rams, they rammed it to 7s, and then Christopher gave him an 8. So the highest score we gave him is an 8. We'll start with you, Douglas. We're going to give the Rams. They would be in the wild card spot. I think at this point they are going to be in the wild card at this point. I don't think there's going to be no change right there. They are locked in. They're pretty much locked in for the 6th seed right now. And they would be playing against Philadelphia.
They were, just weeks ago in the number 1 seed convo, but losing twice, traveling out east wasn't a good sign. And you have to go out to Chicago or Philadelphia. That's not looking good for you. Things were looking a lot nicer when you had some home field games. Keep Stafford down in the dome. Not that they can't play good and that their physicality can't be, solid, but there's there's some concerns here. I mean, Puka Nacua, I think I texted last night, might be the best wide receiver in the NFL, though. That dude is on freaking real. Like, with his physicality and the contested balls that he's able to catch, top notch, man. I mean, I think Devontae Adams has been out, too, which doesn't help them by any means because he was leading the league in touchdowns for a while there.
Yeah, also, I should ask for – how do you feel about the controversy of Puka Nacua? We didn't talk about it last week, but saying concussions are not real.
Yeah, I mean, that's silly for sure. I mean,
yes, it's like, what the hell are you? I know it was an Aiden Ross like live stream, but still, like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's not a good look in today's day and age, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody's, I guess, entitled to an opinion, and I mean, I follow science personally, but like
the worst thing the last two that an NFL player did, Stephon Diggs.
Well, yeah. And I mean, I think too with the
saying that concussions aren't real.
Yes, you literally said it on the line.
Maybe he had a concussion previous, like high school, college days, whatever, and he didn't really feel any side effects from it. Like, I mean, like everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, my dad, he never really believed in Tylenol or ibuprofen or anything like that. So yeah, maybe Nacua wasn't affected by his concussion, or maybe he's never had one, so he doesn't know the side effects and the symptoms and the negative effects of it. So, yeah.
I mean, I broke a thumb and I didn't feel pain. Does that mean, oh, you break a bone? Oh, pain doesn't exist when you break something?
Well, I mean, I think me and Chris are both saying that concussions are real, to be clear.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, if he doesn't want to believe in them, I'm not one that really cares what he believes. Like, I'm not trying to change his opinion on anything. Like, live your life, bro. Like, if it was me and I was playing the NFL, I sure would care a lot about concussions and, but I'm also not making like whatever he makes $30 million a year and balling out in the NFL. So what do I know?
Back to what I was saying. How do you feel about the Rams this week? What would you give them?
I mean, I'll go with a 7. I mean, it's a lot less confident 7 than it was just like a week or two ago, but like when they click, they might be the best team in the NFL, but we've seen some red flags over the past month.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I think I might have to give them the 7 for right now because it's like, but I'm not going to lie. A part of me, I'm like, are they going to lose to the Eagles?
They might.
There's a very good – Eagles are a tough team at home.
Last time they played, but I mean, it was week 3, and I mean, it's a different team in week 3 versus the end of the year, but still, like, I know the Eagles are kind of looking like a little bit like sussy, but also the Rams are kind of looking a little bit sussy also.
I mean, that would be honestly one of the most fun matchups. Like, I would strongly look forward to that matchup. Like, that'd be Bears, Packers, and Rams going into Philadelphia. Like, that'd be an absolute banger of a wild card weekend as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. So
real quick about Puka Nacua, and Doug said he's probably the best wide receiver in the league, and I completely agree with that. Every time a ball is thrown to him, seems like he can jump 6 inches higher than the cornerback or the safety. So maybe he just feels like he himself, Puka Nacua, is invincible. Maybe invincible from getting concussions. So maybe he feels like he's never going to get injured because he's just so much better than these defensive guys that are covering him. On the lines of Matt Stafford and correlating him with Jared Goff. When Matt Stafford has bad games, he really has bad games. I mean, 3 interceptions, one was a pick 6. It was just a bad game for Matt Stafford in general. I mean, I know he threw a couple interceptions, great. One was to Puka. I think he had 2 touchdowns, right? And then he had the blocked kick field goal attempt by the Falcons. I'm gonna go with a 7. I mean, I doubt that Stafford's gonna have a bad game in the playoffs, but if he does, watch out because whoever they're playing might have an advantage if Stafford has a down game. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be an interesting one. This is gonna be an interesting one indeed in this one. And look what we did. We are done with week 17. Now we got a couple interesting tidbits. So, one, next week, we're not going to recap week 18 because there's no need. Because then we're going to get into the playoffs. Playoffs! Yes, we are. We're talking about motherfucking playoffs. And but before we go to the end of this one, we got to talk about, there's maybe 3 games that I'm more interested right now.
which of the games do you think you're going to be interested in this one, gentlemen?
Well, you have the 2 Saturday games, Panthers, Buccaneers, and then Seahawks, 49ers. And then you have the Sunday night game. Like, it seems like any other game besides those 3 don't really have that much of
Doesn't matter, I feel like.
Yeah, I know you have the Chargers, Broncos, but like Doug said, the Chargers seem like they already announced that Herbert's not playing, so that doesn't really matter. If the Lions were still in playoff contention, that Lions-Bears game would be amazing. But things just didn't really pan out the way we were hoping. So it's those 3 games starting on Saturday and ending it on Sunday with that Sunday night game. But what do you guys think is exciting about this upcoming batch of games?
What more can we ask for?
Yeah, we should do a bet. So who do you think is going to win Panthers Buccaneers?
So I said Panthers earlier, but I like that Mike Evans is back. Bucky Irving is taking more of a lead role in the running game. So I'd go with the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Buccaneers at home, and I like the Ravens on the road.
I think I'm going to probably go with the Panthers in that one. I just feel like the Buccaneers, too many bad losses that I'm just like, oh. I mean, the Panthers. Buccaneers had a lot of. I mean, Panthers did have a lot of bad losses too. But like I said, there's a lot of games they should have clinched this division.
And then that's Saturday night, Seahawks 49ers. That's a battle for the 1 seed in the NFC.
Both teams look good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't get mad at that one.
As long as CMC can come out and have 2 touchdowns, because I think that's going to be a high scoring game. If the Seahawks can contain CMC, I'm going to go Seahawks with that road victory.
I might go the 49ers. I really feel like the 49ers might win this game. I think it's going to be close
for a while. I think the Seahawks might be the best team. I mean, they're looking like it.
They're looking like this one. And then finally, we'll talk about your 2 favorite teams, Christopher, Ravens and Steelers. It's going to be the Steelers are going to lose that game.
Yeah, I mean, what I think I said earlier, it's going to be the Ravens, but I'm going to pick the Steelers on this one. For some reason, Rodgers is going to get it done. Mike Tomlin's going to make another playoff appearance. As much as I want the Ravens, because the Steelers don't have DK Metcalf, they don't have their tight end in Darnell Washington, that big old 300-pound tight end. I want the Ravens, but I could just foreshadow and see that the Steelers are going to clinch the division.
I mean, Douglas, you thinking Ravens?
Yep.
I'm thinking the Ravens too. I think the Ravens are going to do it. So I think in next week we'll probably do. I think we're going to be a Buccaneers Steelers eulogy for next week.
Ooh, nice. Let's go.
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes. So this is going to be a fun one. So that is it for this week. Next week we got a couple things. We're going to talk about the final 8 recaps of college football and preview for the Final Four, and we're going to talk about the previews for the wild card matchups in the NFL right now. So as always, gentlemen, I'm going to catch you later, Mr. Kidder. So as always, take care. Bye-bye.